I love coming here, and for documentaries, there's no better place to take a documentary than Sundance. Last time, I had such an incredible kind of Cinderella time. You know, we went, we sold it opening night, we had an incredible year. That, you know, I know you can only be Cinderella once, so I'm keeping it in check. But it's been amazing this year. Again, you know, people have loved this film, and I'm excited.
Saw a bootleg DVD in 2010 of most of the debates, and it rang in the back of my mind somewhere that it was something I was familiar with. When I watched it, it was riveting. It spoke very much about today. The culture wars, in a way, were being defined, and I knew that there was a great film to be made out of it. And Morgan and I have made four films previously together, and so I called him up. Yeah. I said, I got one.
Yeah. I mean, we were just scratching the surface when we started, but when we got into it, we realized the moment when these two guys got together on national TV in the late 60s, it created fireworks. It created an explosion that nobody really expected, and it got huge ratings, and it kind of changed the way news media treated commentary. Back then, people wouldn't get angry on the news, and they wouldn't debate in that kind of a way. And now all you have to do is flip through cable and look at the channels and see where we're at, and see exactly what's grown out of what came out of these original debates.
Well, Gore Vidal, there's a Socrates quote, an unexamined life is not worth living, and Gore had restated it as an untelevised life is not worth living. Well, so we dug deep into the archival to find material.
I mean, Gore's other quote was, the two things you never turn down are sex and appearing on television. So there was a lot of footage to begin with. Yeah. And he and Buckley had a TV show for 30 years. I mean, these guys were brilliant at being on television.
They adapted. They adapted to TV early, and appreciated that the reach of the medium in a way that other intellectuals of the day hadn't grasped yet. Yeah. Gore makes the point at the end of the movie, not to give anything away, but he says this medium, he talks about the shallowness of the medium. People feel like they know someone just by seeing them on TV, and that that the debates have no real meaning. He saw that the camera was looking for spectacle and not interested in content.
The other thing I should say, just because it all sounds very highfalutin, it's actually an incredibly funny film. I mean, these guys were just the kings of the bon mot. You know, they just could come up with the best one-liners to dig into each other, and it's actually been amazing hearing crowds laughing at the film.
ABC was very cooperative. Mm-hmm. They had not only all 10 of the debates, which is the spine of the film, but they also opened their archive to us. I mean, we worked with them. They were our biggest licensor, but they were super cooperative. And if you'd stood outside the door of our premiere, you'd have thought you were watching a comedy. It was just it was so heartwarming after all that work.
We're here to sell the film, and hopefully by the time anybody sees this, it'll be sold. So, you know, I think we are going to do a theatrical release with the film this year, and eventually it's going to be on PBS, because in a way it's kind of an argument for the idea of public broadcasting.